intensity is the key, okay? If you're going to go for heavy weights for, let's say, a low repetition, like 6 to 10, these guys will activate straight away. When you go for lighter weights, okay, let's say you're older, the benefits of going much lighter and doing maybe a set of 20 instead of a set of 10 is injury risk. If you're using really heavy weights, there's a higher chance of injury. But the downside of this is after 12 repetitions, if let's say you're going for higher repetitions, after 12, it's harder for, study shows it's harder for someone to gauge where failure is. Okay, so after 12, you might sense the burn and you think you're failing, but you're not, your muscle hasn't fatigued, it's still going. So a lot of people lose the ability to gauge where failure is after 12. That's why a lot of times, if you're doing 8 to 10 repetition, you know where failure point is, you just can't do another one. But when you're going up to 20, 25, you do 20, but you might still have 5 repetitions left in the muscle, the contraction. So it's up to you, mix it up and see which one you like. But it does not matter because the weight going lighter, going heavier, it grows the same amount as long as you push it close to failure. Sometimes I like to train just lighter weights but closer to failure, and you'll see friends of mine, they'll come up to me and they'll look at me and they'll think, why is he lifting so light? But it doesn't matter, it's different styles of training. Do whichever one, or maybe do a heavy load, heavy weights for a few months, lighter weights for another few months. But with the lighter weights, you need to go close to failure or to failure. How would you know? Well, as you get closer to failure, you'll sense that the repetitions, they slow down. Okay, there's a phrase in lifting, it says, if it isn't slowing, you're not growing. As your muscle fatigues, as it gets tired closer to the end, the ability to contract and move the weight greatly reduces, and it slows down dramatically. That's why when I'm training you, for instance, if your last repetition looks like the same tempo as your first one, you're nowhere near close to failure. I train pretty much always close to failure, or always to failure, but in truth, my failure here isn't really failure, because if someone held a gun to someone I love and said, do one more, I could probably do one more. So my failure is not true failure, it's probably 1 rep shy of failure. But what happens here is, because I'm going all the way there, the muscle says, damn, that was hard. I'm going to have to adjust, grow, and enlarge. Essentially, after doing all this, I go home, I drink my protein shake, I sleep, the muscle repairs, okay? Have your protein, the protein will repair, not only repair, but it will enlarge, okay? It will enlarge, so next week when I come back, is that a little bit larger? I can do 1 more repetition, or 2 kilos more, and then I can, I get bigger and bigger and bigger until